What's going on, folks? It is me, the best gamer of all time, Dicelike Gaming, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, everything like that. Let's actually talk about this right now. We're going to be actually talking about the best weapons overall. We're just actually combining the PvP and PvE tier lists, and we're actually going to, talk about it. What is actually overall the best weapon in the game? Now, this is actually coming from my experience, from my, my friend's experience as well, coming from actually, a lot of people's experience, honestly. So, take my, my opinion with a grain of salt, and hopefully you guys enjoy it, and hopefully we can actually discuss and actually have a conversation about it. So the very first weapon we're going to talk about is the Stitcher. Now, if you guys actually looked at the PvP tier list, it's a no-brainer. I put it on S tier because I think it's one of the best PvP weapons in the game. That being said, when it came down to PvE, I thought the weapon was actually mediocre. I thought it was okay. Now, because of that, I think honestly the Stitcher, in my opinion, will be ranked on A tier. So I think the Stitcher is an amazing weapon, but unfortunately I think it's not actually an S tier weapon, but it's very, very up there because you know what, it does take out those drones, but it's only taking out those baby ones. It's never going to be taking out the Rocketeers, but it does protect you from the PvP. So if players are coming in, chances are you're going to see players with the Stitcher. Now, because of that, I'm actually going to put it at the end of A tier because I think it fits in very well, but it's not something that I'm going to bring all the time, depending on the situation I'm going to be doing. I think it's a great weapon though. The Hairpin. Honestly, this is no surprise because I usually talk about the Hairpin. I think the Hairpin is one of the worst weapons in the game. Literally still, regardless if it's a PvP or PvE, I think this weapon is really, really awful. A weapon that I honestly wouldn't bring, especially that you can get attachments that like a suppressor and put it on your weapon. I think having a weapon that's just dedicated to be a silent weapon, I think it's kind of like weak. I think it needs to be buff. I think it needs to be just a tiny bit better. The Kettle. I think the Kettle is a great weapon, sort of a PvP. Now, if you guys hear about my opinion about it, I don't really exactly love the Kettle. I don't really even like it when a PvE, in my opinion. That being said, if I was gonna rank it in an overall selection, if it's a good idea to bring it, I actually think it's a very mid weapon. In the PvP, I would put it on A tier. If it's a PvE, I probably will put it back. Yeah, put it on B as well because it does a great job with PvP. If you're aiming at the head awfully a lot, it's good at taking out robots decently. This is just my opinion. I know there's some people out there that love Kettles. They love this weapon. I met a guy literally just recently, right now, during this live stream, where this guy loved the Kettle so much. He literally, I was looking at it and it was like max level. He actually loved the Kettle. So very, some people, we got some Kettle lovers, but for me, I'm going to put it in B tier. I think it's an overall. The Rattler. The Rattler, I think, honestly, it's I've been going back and forth with the Rattler. They buffed it, like I said. They made it 12 bullets. I think that's a great choice. That being said, I feel very mixed by it because I do like it to a certain degree. I'm honestly going to probably put it on C tier. I think it does everything. It's okay. It's an okay, it does an okay job. I think it's all right. I just don't think it's one of the best weapons that I would bring personally. It's an okay thing. The Pharaoh. Now the Pharaoh, it's not as great as PvP, but it's okay in PvE, in my opinion. It does actually its job pretty well. Since it's a very early start of a heavy weapon, you get heavy ammo. I really, really enjoy this weapon. It's a weapon that I most commonly bring because A, it's in a gray rarity, so it's easy to craft, it's easy to buy, it's easy to just get this weapon to get it started. When you're actually on blue gates and you're using the Pharaoh, you can actually treat it as a sniper rifle and shoot people from across the map. So the Pharaoh is actually good in that category, but the biggest con of it is that it just has one bullet in the chamber, and it does actually do really, really good damage when PvP, and it does some good damage when PvE. It's just the one bullet in it really, really holds it back. That being said, would I actually bring it? Absolutely. I think I put it on B tier. I put it actually a little higher than the Kettle. Yeah, I'll put it higher than the Kettle, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think the Pharaoh is actually that great of a weapon. Sorry to Kettle fans, love you guys, but I think the Pharaoh is actually an overall better weapon. The Berleta. I think the Berleta is a great pistol. I still enjoy it, and I know there's some people. I actually got a comment very recently about how he really doesn't like the Berleta. I actually like the Berleta. I think the Berleta does a pretty good job in PvP, and it does a decent job with robots in PvE. If you're taking out those drones with those drones that have no armor, it does a really great job with it. Turrets, it does a great job taking them out too. It does a great job taking out a little bit of the zappers, but you have to shoot in the back propellers. I think it's great. I think I actually really enjoy this weapon. I'm still going to put it an A tier. I think it's a great weapon. The Anvil. Now, the Anvil is probably one of the best weapons in the game as an overall all-rounder. And let me explain. So number one, it's a green rarity weapon. So it's going to be easy for you to come by. You can actually purchase it from the trader. You can actually, you can get a blueprint for it. Obviously you can get a blueprint for everything. But you have a higher chance of getting a blueprint for the Anvil compared to getting a blueprint for, let's say, the Bobcat. I think these are the things that we should factor in to actually what determines what is actually a better weapon. Because Anvil is a very, very great weapon when it comes down to it. It does really, really great with PvP. If it does 2 shots, if you get 2 headshots, it's done deal. Anvil is going to take them out. PvE, you're taking out heavy robots. You can actually take it out with the Rocketeer if you're leveling up the weapon. Anvil is honestly the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. It does everything. It's an all-rounder. It's perfect. It's a perfect weapon to bring pretty much at all times. It's kind of like a safe bet to go bring it. The Illuro. If we're talking about the Illuro with PvE and PvP, you get some interesting experiences here. Now, I might change my opinion with the Illuro a little bit. The Illuro is still a very high skill level weapon. I really firmly believe that, because you can absolutely take out a player if you're really good with your 2 shots. That being said, if you miss 1 shot, you're a done deal. It's over. There are some clips where, I really am taking out players with the Illuro. I'm knocking them out. I'm hitting them. I'm blasting them like no tomorrow. But PvE it's okay. It's decent. It really is it's decent. It's not the weak. It's not super weak, because you take out robots, you're going to get them to stun. And when they're stunned, they actually would be messing up their shots, which is actually cool. It's not taking out any Rocketeers. It's not taking out even the Zapper robots as very effectively compared to the Anvil and everything, of course. Not even the Renegade. We're going to get into that later too. But the Illuro, honestly, as an overall, I'm going to change my opinion about it. I'm actually going to put it in B tier. I think it's a high B tier weapon. The Argo. I think this weapon is still, to me, I don't really enjoy this weapon when it comes down to PvP. And matter of fact, I don't even enjoy this weapon when it comes down to PvE. I actually really don't like this weapon, honestly. I would put it in C tier. It does everything okay. Usually if I see this weapon, I actually kind of recycle it now. I don't really, every time I use it, whether I'm on stream, off stream, I feel like it doesn't do me justice. I feel like it doesn't even do everything like really average the more I think about it, because it's okay. Oh, the Venonator. I think the Venonator is still a great pistol, despite the nerf. They nerfed this pistol, and I think this pistol is still amazing. It does a great job taking out the robots. It does a great job taking out the PvP. I think, and it's an amazing weapon. I think, honestly, like I said, if there's one thing to take away from this video right here, is this. Number 1, always bring 1 PvE weapon, and number 2, always bring 1 PvE weapon. So 1 PvP and 1 PvE. So excuse me for that. So Venonator, I think, does really excellent on both as well. I think pistols, like I said, pistols in this game are generally broken in my opinion. So I'm actually going to put this in S tier. I think it does everything pretty well. Renegade. Renegade is a really, really great weapon if you're doing long range. It's a great weapon if you're, it's a great weapon with long range when you're PvP. You shoot some people very far in a distance, so it's good on the long range and medium range. It's actually good at taking out robots too, I would say. You stun them, you're taking them out, you're bringing them down. So if you're getting swarmed by a bunch of robots, you can actually rely on the Renegade. And for that, personally, I will actually put the Renegade maybe on a high A tier. I think it's a very, very close to being S tier. There are a few things about it because obviously it is a medium, it only is doing medium weapon ammo. And I do believe, you know I have my tinfoil hat on, and maybe I got some people saying, I was like, dude, I think you're a little crazy. But I really generally think, I feel like medium ammo is so easy to come by. But I could be wrong, but I just think the Renegade is really good. So I'm going to put it on A tier. So I feel like medium ammo, that's a plus for me. 2, it takes out robots pretty good. And 3, it takes out players pretty decently too. The sniper rifle. If we're talking about PvP, it is, and your main goal is to take out players. And plus, this is a sniper rifle. This is, to my knowledge, like, you can treat the Pharaoh as a sniper rifle, like I said, but this is truly a sniper rifle right here. I would say this right now. If you don't have, if your main goal is to take out players, I think this is a great weapon. For that, I'm actually going to put it in B tier, and there's a couple reasons why. Now, number one, it does pretty good, really, really great job at taking out players. That's number one. Number two, when it comes down to the robots, it does an okay job. When they're really close by, because obviously in any video game, of course, if you have a sniper rifle, you don't want to use it as a close range weapon. And generally when robots are coming at you, they're going to be very close range. And that's when it starts to not really shine as much. I put it on B tier because I feel like I'm actually going to put it a little bit, hold on. I'll put it all the way here. Still think the Illuro is better in this scenario, but I think the sniper is okay. And also obviously it really heavily depends on the map with it. If you're using it on Blue Gate, which is Sniper Haven, right? This is, you can make a case that this sniper is like an S tier weapon. Look, I would say this, it's not as great as the Stitcher nor as the Bobcat. I would say that right now. Does that mean it's a bad gun? No, it is not a bad gun. Because I absolutely do love it, and it does a great job in PvP. You light those players up so freaking well. When you're doing the robots and the light machine robots coming out to you, you are lighting them up so freaking well. It's just, you got to factor in, because those zapper ones are the ones that I think we all have a hard time with. And the Torrent does have a hard time taking them out, like I said, but as long as you're taking the back pillars, you could probably, make a case for it. And for that, I think the Torrent is an A tier weapon, but I think it's a little bit further on the back side of it. It's a blue rarity weapon. It has to be taken into account because, okay, how easy is it to craft? It's kind of difficult to craft for this one. So I'm going to put it all the way in the back right here. The Volcano. Now, recently I've been using the Volcano a bit more, and I absolutely been liking the Volcano a lot. That being said, it has been going neck and neck with the Illuro and Volcano. Neck and neck for me personally. There are some moments where I love the Illuro because of the amount of damage it does to players and the stun of the robots. But the Volcano has a fast rate shotgun, but it does waste a lot of shotgun ammo. I feel like I go through shotgun ammo like it's no tomorrow. I feel like I'm going through it just out of it right there immediately. But it does some really good damage to players. Honestly, I won some actually pretty good gunfights with the Volcano. Because the Illuro, I still stand by it. It's a high skill level weapon. You get 2 shots, you take out players. Volcano, though, it's a little bit much more friendly. It's much more friendly in my opinion, because you could miss some shots and you can still win the gunfight. It just, it's one of those situations. Where do I rank it? I believe it's in B tier, though. I believe it's in B tier, and I believe it's a really neck and neck with these two. I think the Illuro is slightly better. It's slightly better right there. You have to be moving around with the Illuro, and I talk about it quite frequently. You have to be moving around. Volcano is still pretty good at taking out players, taking out those machines, those light end machines, and I think that they're pretty decent with it. So they're neck and neck, but I think the Illuro is slightly better. Bobcat. Okay, so I would say this right now, and it's coming from a little bit of a biased perspective, but I feel like mentioning it to you guys, okay? I was a little disappointed about the Bobcat. When I made videos about it, when the PvP and the PvE, I was a little disappointed by it. I know, I gotta say this right now. And here's the reason why I was disappointed by it. I was using the Bobcat, and I was using it, and I was fighting, and I was in a gunfight. Now, this dude beat me with a Stitcher, and I have a Bobcat. It's one of the complaints that I have. I really think the Stitcher needs to be nerfed. I think that rarity, honestly the rarities in this game is very confusing to me. So at the time of recording this, I'm a little bit confused with the Bobcat. Because it's so hard to get, yet I feel like when I'm using the Stitcher, I feel like I'm practically using the Bobcat. See, here's the thing. Bobcat has a faster fire rate. You're absolutely right. It has 20 bullets, just like the Stitcher. You can put attachments on it, but you can put attachments on the Stitcher. You can level up the Bobcat. Bobcat takes a bit more things to level up. You can level up the Stitcher though pretty well. So I'm a little confused by it. I really am, because I feel like I'm not. Maybe I feel like it's not that great. Like, I honestly, to be honest with you, I think the Torrent is actually better than the Bobcat sometimes. That's something I take my words from a grain of salt. I just feel like Bobcat been letting me down recently. It's been really letting me down. And I haven't even discussed about the robots too, and the robots are fine. You're taking out the heavy robots, and they're great. It's okay. It does its job. It's doing its job real good. That's fine. It's just, maybe it's not as great as I thought it was. The Tempest. Tempest is a great weapon. It's a good support weapon, like I said before. I think it does some good, decent damage. It does some good, decent with the robots as well. It's very all-around decent. And me, personally, I think it's actually a high B-tier weapon. Weapon is absolutely great here. Okay, so the heavy ammo weapon right here. I think this weapon is really, really good as well. It's good at taking out the robots. If you looked at the stream, sorry, not the stream, but the previous video with the PvE tier list, I actually did rank it on an S tier. I do enjoy that weapon. I enjoy this weapon quite a lot. But when it comes down to PvP, I know some people don't like it. I actually do enjoy it. I actually will put it actually above the Bobcat. I will put it actually on A tier. I think it's a great weapon, but not enough for me to put it on an S tier. The Hallcracker. Now, I made a joke about it when the PvP were in the PvP tier list, where I would just put it on the B tier, because honestly, it freaks people out sometimes. And, they don't know what they're doing and everything. But unfortunately, as the game goes on, people start to get much more experience. They get more advanced. Hallcracker is not going to be doing great with PvP, because it doesn't do anything for PvP, honestly. But if we're talking about PvE, that's a very interesting one, because if we're talking about PvE, it would be an S tier weapon. But honestly, I would say this right now. It's a good weapon, but I feel like the most chances are you're coming and you're taking it mostly because maybe you want to take out the queen. Maybe you want to take out this. I mean, I feel like it's okay. If that makes sense. It's a very interesting, because I'm having a hard time where to place it right now, because Hallcracker is 100% all PvE. 100%, 1000% all PvE, but it's like 0% PvP. So for me personally, I know this is going to come off a little surprising, but there's a reason why I'm doing this. I'm going to put it in the D tier. Just kidding. Okay, hear me out. The reason why I was thinking about putting it in the D tier is because, like, it's like, okay, it's really only like good in certain situations, like you really want to take it to take out a queen or something. So you know what, C tier. We'll do C tier right here, and I feel like that fits in right. It's only for a PvE. It's only for that. It's nothing for PvP. Jupiter. So I've been using a little bit more Jupiter. Like I said, because with the help of some friends that have been helping me out, like off stream, and they've been trying to, there's some more people that play this game like religiously, and I've been asking them, and you get different answers all the time. I think personally Jupiter is, for me personally, I think it is an A tier weapon. I think it is higher than the Bobcat. I think it's higher than the Torrent. I think it's higher than the Berleta. But I think it fits right here. I think it's a great weapon. Equalizer. Now, with my recent experience with the Equalizer, I was playing it, I was using it, and it didn't feel like it was that great of a weapon choice for me. I think it does everything decent. Like I said, the rarity of it is something to account for. For it to be such a legendary weapon, I kind of expected more out of it. That being said, I will put it on B tier. I will put it right here, and also this weapon as well. I will also put it on B tier as well. Not really much have changed with the testing of these weapons and the way I feel about them, because I feel like in this game, in my opinion, like you got, you know, I feel like the rarity system in all is kind of a little bit mixed up and a little messed up, and I think there should be some things to work out. I think there should be some balancing issues with the weapons, in my opinion. That being said, that is my tier list. Let me know in the comments. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me whether you guys enjoy it. Tell me if you guys disagree. I know I'm going to get some big disagreements of it. So tell me what you guys actually think about it. But thank you guys for watching. Not only that, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Twitch too, because I do stream on Twitch as well. Thank you guys for watching.